Hey everyone, and welcome to my chaotic mess. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. My back looks so bad, but that's okay. I started to decorate the doors and I said, oh, this is supposed to be a decorate with me video. I should probably actually start it before I start decorating. I will turn you around real quick. If you watched my short on the Christmas tree, a little bit of bad news. We thought we were only going to have this one little section here, but these lights went out. So what we're thinking is we're going to unplug all of these and just wrap the 2 strands of warm white my husband already ordered inside the tree, and then put the color lights on the outside. We don't know. We may wrap the top and then come down and get the middle there and then wrap the color lights around that. We are putting color lights on tree because we like color lights. I like white lights too, but I like white lights on certain trees. But like our main tree, I love it to have color on it. But in the future, when I do, if you weren't here the first year I decorated this house, I used to have double trees in the dining room. And eventually I will go back to having so many trees in the house. And when that happens, I want the ones in the dining room and kitchen to just scream elegance. You know what I mean? I find white lights are elegant. So anyway, I'm kind of changing things up this year because we're only decorating the one tree instead of I don't have my Disney tree anymore and I haven't replaced it yet, and I'm not putting the snowman tree up this year. So are we boring you? Anyway, so we only have the one tree. Also, I need to put the wreath up for Christmas. I'm eventually going to redo that wreath because right now, let me grab it. Let me turn you around this way. You can see all of the chaos. This is all fall stuff. We're in the middle of doing like 30 projects right now, so bear with me. But anyway, I made this a couple years ago and I want to redo it. It's just not the vibe I want to do anymore. This is something that I tried to imitate off of not Pinterest, YouTube, that I seen someone else make with like the Dollar Tree scarf, and I just am not very good at copying things. I'm better at like using someone's as inspiration and trying to do my own thing rather than trying to do an exact replica, because if you look at the back, you can't even see these little bitty bushes in the front unless I push it. See, watch. I have to literally push them up for you to see them. They won't stay up. So, oh well, this one might stay up now. I just wedged it up. Let me see if I can do it to this one. Can you see them? This one's still kind of stay. Okay. Hey, that looks a little bit better, but it's not my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like the scarf was, I don't know how they did it. I just don't know. But anyway, I want to redo this, but I don't think I'm going to get to it this year. If I do, we'll change it out mid-season, but for now we're going to hang this up. Well, I'm not. I'll have to wait for my husband to get home because he's already blocked where I could put a ladder. So there's this. I was watching Sister Wives. I'm so behind on the show. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm gonna hang up the wreaths that I normally, well, normally, the ones I have been putting in the hallway. And they're ones that okay, little backstory. This one was one that my mom had in her stash, but it wasn't decorated, and it looked like maybe she kept it to redecorate it. So I redecorated it. I'm not a fan. I hate the bow, and I hate the wreath. It's got all this gold tinsel in it. I'm not a fan of it. This will probably be the last year for this, or I might not even hang it up, to be honest with you. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I have two big wreaths. I'll show you. Oops. I won't show you, but I'll show you. Ouch. This is one my mom decorated. This was in her stuff already done, and all I did was well, I think I had to, yeah, I had to glue that back on. So this was something my mom did. So I will hang this up. And then I did this one by myself with some stuff, with some Christmas things I found in my mom's stash. And since I'm not doing checkered boards in the I'm about to sneeze, all this stuff. Since I'm not doing buffalo check in the kitchen this year, I'm gonna hang this one up on my bedroom door. But I made this one. These were just decorations I found in my mom's craft stuff. The bows were mine that I added. So we're gonna hang this one up and the Merry Christmas one up. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and donate that one because I have two plain wreath molds that are like this size with the greenery and stuff on them that I can go ahead and try to create something else that's going to match what we're doing in the kitchen. So yeah, that's a better idea. So anyway, that's hang these up.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Also, I'm pretty sure I have an outdoor wreath out in the Christmas outdoor bin, so I don't think I have to worry about that. And then I have a snowman wreath that I'm going to hang. I think I'm going to hang it there. That we've had this. Let me find it. We've had this for years. And God, I think we had this when we moved back from Germany. Maybe when we lived in Georgia. We've had it for a long time. This was my mom's, so it's really hard to get rid of things that was my mom's. I finally put all her St. Patrick's Day decorations in the donate pile. I don't decorate for St. Patrick's Day, and so I've held on to those things for way too long. Oh, I already hung up this. Boop. I already hung up that one. But I'm trying to get through the florals because it's blocking my record stand. Yeah, I have the fall plates to take down still. Like I said, it's chaotic. It's extremely chaotic. But I need to get to the record stand because that's where I have all the cow hats. So I can change this little dude's hat out because right now it's fall. And oh, I still got to take the Halloween wreath down. You know what? I think I'm just going to go put that in the closet because there's no room for it in these totes. So I have a Halloween wreath hanging up in the current office. All that's about to change. So I'm slowly figuring things out, and I don't know. Anyway, we are going to work on the florals today. I need to work on my wreath some more because so far all it has is the lights. I gotta glue the bells on, and the ribbon that hangs it, I need to put on that still. Oh, we bought this, let me show you. We bought this because I had a cute idea for it, to use the snowman head that I usually put all my kitchen utensils in for the holidays. And well, needless to say, it didn't fit. It's too big. So now I'm gonna come up with something else. Maybe I will peel the price off and get on my Cricut and print some like little Christmas trees or something and just kind of make this one pretty. I don't know, maybe I can find something that will, I don't know. My whole plan was for this to be my centerpiece this year because we will have both tables, but oh, I don't think I mentioned this. At this point in time, my husband does not want to get rid of the big table, so we're gonna get rid of the couch that's behind it. All this other stuff we're just gonna donate it. I know I said it before, we're gonna sell it. The couch we are gonna put on Marketplace for free. If this tree, if he decides to go get the other one out of the garage, we were gifted 2 trees. So if he decides to go get the other one out of the garage, we're gonna put that on Facebook Marketplace for free, letting them know most of the lights don't work on it. But, you know, people really need, not people really need, but there are people who would like a tree this time of year that just can't afford one, but they could go to Walmart and buy a couple boxes of lights. So my husband's gonna decide that. He wanted to leave it up for a day to make his decision because he would be the one taking it apart. So I think we've decided we're going to just buy our own Christmas tree this year, probably for next year, or because they don't do after Christmas sales anymore like they used to. Like, you can't buy Christmas trees after Christmas anymore. You can't buy the outdoor decorations like you used to anymore after Christmas for a discount. And so now it's like we have to decide what we're gonna spend our money on. My Disney tree I am gonna buy this coming year, but I think I'm gonna buy it later on in the year, like definitely after March, because we're going back to Indiana in March. So like we do every year now. So anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I do have something coming tomorrow. This is not Christmas related, but I'm gonna see how long it takes my husband to notice it. I think he'll notice it right away, to be honest with you. But we'll see. But it went on sale, and he told me I should have bought it weeks ago when it was on sale. But it went on sale again, so you know, who knows. Anyway, here's more of the chaos. We went to Home Goods. Oh, here's the funny part. I have Christmas things to put under the dog bowl, right? Well, I bought these because I was like, well, I want more because I only have 2 and I change out the mats more than twice, because usually I end up just flipping it over and then letting that part get dirty and then I'll change it out. But now these ones won't soak up the water. It'll just dry up on this This is what is this? It's an ultra absorbent technology, but it's not cloth. I don't know, it's like a rubber almost. But what's funny is, hold on. Okay, so the Village tote, because I'm not putting the Christmas Village out this year either, had just a little bit of random things that I couldn't fit in other totes on top. I think we have 2 Village totes and it's the second one. I could be wrong. I could be wrong there. But anyway, I found this. I must have bought this after the holidays at Home Goods because I honestly don't remember buying it. But that's fine. You know, I would rather have more than less. So that works for me. These ones I think are bigger. No, they're the same size. So what else did we buy? I bought some pasta because this one's got Christmas trees and stars. Don't ask, I'm a child sometimes. And I liked the fun shaped pasta. Like right now we have chicken Alfredo in the freezer because I cook the whole bag at once and then I put the rest in the freezer pan for a later date. So we have Halloween shapes that we'll probably be eating in January, and it's fine. So this one will probably be spaghetti instead of Alfredo, but we'll see what actually it will be because I already have Alfredo in the freezer, so I'm not gonna make more Alfredo if there's some in the freezer. Anyway, so yeah, that's I think my husband thinks $4.99 is expensive for the pasta, but it's pretty much organic pasta. There's no not pesticides. no pesticides. There's definitely no pesticides in it. There's no preservatives, and it's great because they use like tomato powder, spinach powder, beet powder to make the coloring in this. So it's great that it's just natural. There's no bad crap in it. So I think it's a great price for that. Yes, I can get it a little bit cheaper off of Thrive Market by like maybe $1 cheaper, maybe 50 cents cheaper, depending on if they're having a sale. But that $4.99 is not bad for as much pasta as it gives you. Like I said, this is enough for us to have our meal and then a leftover. So that's how I like to cook these days. I love it when we have enough leftovers to freeze because it's just convenient for me. Anyway, also I need to clean that cabinet because I picked up some lemons that we had bought like not even a month ago, but one of them molded and it's like a moldy powder, and so I need to wipe that off the cabinet still. Luckily I had lemon juice and lime juice in the fridge because I made some salsa. I know this is not Christmas related and I'm sorry for that. I'm looking to see if we bought anything else Christmas related. My husband got me these because I was telling him I need more silicone utensils, and I'm gonna get rid of the plastic ones because I don't tend to use them. I usually use the silicone and the wood ones, and I can always use more tongs because the ones that I have now have the silicone on the ends and they come off so easy. So yeah, and that matches the color I'm going for in my kitchen, my subtle color, if that makes sense. What is it called? Background color, touch of color, because my KitchenAid is this color and my Ninja Creamy is like more metallic but this color, so it matches. You probably can't even see what, let me turn the light on. Jesus, you'd think it was my first day on the not job, right? But yeah, it's pretty. And then, what's in here? Oh, I remember. We bought this. Let me take the sticker off. Then maybe you can see what it is. So, most of y'all probably already know what it is. Mischief has one that's gray. So yeah. Just gonna leave that there. And then that's all we bought at Home Goods. So what else did we buy? Oh, that wasn't it from Home Goods. This is a reel, by the way. This is real. This is from Home Depot, and it's real. So I have to water it and all the jazz, because normally during the Christmas season I don't buy fresh flowers, which those I need to throw away into the yard. Oh, and we also bought an outdoor rug, which you'll see when we do the outdoor decorate with me. We got all of fall put up, including the outdoors. So I just took the tag off the rug and put it out there already. I'm trying to think if there's anything else Christmas related I need to show you. You will have already seen my Temu haul, I think. If not, we're decorating the car. I don't know if we're gonna do it in the Christmas decorate with me or if it's gonna be its own video, but I'm decorating my car, but I'm gonna take it to go get washed really well. We took it through one of those touchless car washes and it just doesn't clean the windows very good. So I'm gonna take it and get it washed really, really good before I decorate it. And then that way it should be clean enough until we go to Indiana. Maybe we'll take it to a touchless before then and clean it that way again. I don't know. The windows just really need cleaned. They're nasty. I don't think there's anything else I need to show you. I think we've talked about everything. So anyway, I'll be back. Couple things. When my husband gets home, I'm gonna see if he can move the that wreath up a little onto the actual frame of the mirror instead of the hook we have on the mirror, because I think it'll look better. And then 2, I found the hats. Not found. I was able to finally get to the hats of the reindeer. The reindeer. Oh my god. The cow. Alright, so I gotta go and take most of these out. I think all the Christmas ones are on the bottom. Alright, so our choices are going to be either this one I might just say for January, and then this will be for now. There's also a pilgrim one, but I don't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore, so not when Americans do, but or most Americans, I don't know. It's become a pointless holiday for me. I don't see the point in it. It's just it's a pointless holiday is all I'm saying. So I think we're gonna go with Santa, and then January will be the winter hat. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put all these hats back in the bag. Also next year, I should put this on him for September, And then you put the witches, because it has a witch's hat in here. This is a birthday hat. My birthday's in September. I could also put this on him in April for my husband's birthday, and Stitchy's birthday's in April, and then we could put it on him again in June for Mischief's birthday. So, little birthday hat. Anyway, it's come with a lot of hats. I'll show you all of them one day. You're just going to remind me, because you know how I am. I forget. Oh, there's the witch's hat. How did it go? Oh, here's, look. Here's the pilgrim's hat. It just fell out when I was trying to put them all up. Here's the witch's hat. So maybe next year we'll do Halloween instead of fall. But for now, we're going to get him set up for Christmas. There we go. My cousin's friend makes these. Again, I don't think she sells them on any particular shop, but I'll ask my cousin, and if so, I'll link them down below. So, yeah. Cute. Anyway, this is just the box she had it all in at the White Elephant gift. I already told you the story. That's not where that's staying. That's just where it's at for now.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails.
All right. Now that I have the ribbon, this is just one of two of the ribbons we bought. I'm gonna cut them all the same length, and I'm gonna glue it in two spots. I'm gonna glue it here because I didn't do that on the other ones, and the ribbon, there's the wreaths moved a lot. Anyway, so I'm gonna glue them in two spots, at the top or at the bottom of the ribbon, and then again at the top where we're gonna hang it. We're gonna use hot glue. I usually use hot glue anyway. I could try fabric glue. I might have some, but I don't know how well it would work on ribbon. But anyway, I'm gonna cut them all the same length, because when we move, or if we move ever, whatever, you know, at this point, it is what it is. So, so on the shorter cabinet, I'll just tie it up a little smaller. I'm not gonna glue it that way, but I'm gonna I'm probably not gonna tie it. I'm probably gonna get like a chip clip or something and clip it so that it will hang where I need it to hang without having to add like glue or knot or anything like that. And then the 2 extras we're hanging on those, so I will leave the ribbon as long as it is for the cabinet, because these are large cabinets. So if anything in the future, I will have to shorten these if I have shorter cabinets, which won't be hard because it's just a matter of going in the back and adding glue where we want it shortened to. So this is not perfect, by the way. There. Now it's like you can't see the battery pack, but if you turn it around, it's pretty even with the battery pack. So that's what I'm going to do now, is cut all the ribbon to the same size, and then I will start gluing. And then because I still have 3 more wreaths to wrap lights on, so, but these will get all of the main cabinets, and then I'll do the other 3, and that'll be the one over the stove and the 2 doors over there. So, but all the ribbon will be the same length, because I need it to be universal in the future. So, all right, try to ignore the way I look, but anyway, I have not been feeling good. I still don't feel good. My husband helped me do that last night, and while we were doing that, I unearthed Jesus. So I need to go get the manger and put it where I'm going to put it this year. And then we're going to work on the chaos, because it's really starting to bug me. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. All of this, all of the tree, that's not even all the lights. The other lights are on a separate timer. Those are on the switch. Don't ask. We're gonna get it all together. We just haven't done so yet. But anyway, all of this chaos, it's getting to be too much, and I'm starting to really get overwhelmed with a lot of things. So we're gonna try to work on that a little bit today. I'm putting my wreaths on a brief hold that go in the dining room. I just have to glue on the finishing touches, and then they'll be ready to go, and then I have to do the last 3. I still have to take these plates down. I have yet to take the fall plates down, but I can't get to these ones really, so when I can get a path, we'll get them. So anyway, I'm gonna go grab the manger. Again, ignore all the mess. I haven't felt good. And the manger is going up here. So I'm gonna go grab that, and we'll get Jesus in place.
Making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right. These are all my signs. So I need to figure out which ones are going up, because if you remember last year I did the gallery wall in the kitchen. I'm not taking all that down this year. So I'm just going to put what I can up. I might take a couple of the frames down in here and put some stuff. I haven't decided yet, but this I feel like definitely has to go in the kitchen somewhere. So we'll figure it out. I don't feel good. You know, I know you guys hear that all the time. It's just, I really don't feel good. I feel like, right now I feel like vomiting, which probably isn't helping that I keep bending over to grab stuff, but, oh. There we go. That's all the signs. I just don't know what to do because I'm tired of always getting sick. I don't know. My stomach's upset like normal. Fasting helps somewhat, but it's the medicine that I take, and it's just, I can't wait until I can get off of it. I really can't wait. It just, I've debated just not even taking medicine at all. Which I think I've told you guys that in a previous video, or I don't know. I'm just to the point where I'm just tired of it. I'm just over it. Like, I'd rather, at this point, I'm to the point where I'd rather my numbers just go up and have to bring them back down again than live this way, live feeling sick all the time. Like, I can't eat anything without feeling sick. Food doesn't even sound good to me, so when I eat, I'm forcing myself to eat most of the time. 90% of the time I'm forcing myself to eat. Anyway, that's not Christmas related. Let's go through these and figure out what I'm hanging in the kitchen. These for sure. I don't know exactly all the spots I will have. My Christmas pig will go up in the bathroom. It's usually where I put it, so I'm trying to think. I know I have spaces this big. I might have a space for Santa. I painted this, if you guys didn't know. I did it all by myself, and it was the first like actual canvas type painting I ever did. So I found the inspiration on Pinterest, and then I painted it, and then I didn't seal it, so it's all scuffed up and doesn't look proper. And I really kind of want to do it again, like do it over, because the Pinterest thing didn't have the glitter, but I couldn't find, like, I had this silver paint marker, but it didn't look like, you probably can't see. You might be able to see when I get closer. Maybe under it you could probably see where I had the silver paint marker, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I was like, oh, I'll just use glitter. And then I didn't have any green glitter, so I used gold, and you guys know I hate gold, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It's cute, but I think I can do better. If I really think about it, I could probably do better. I don't think I have any long spots. I might have a spot for that one. I'm just grabbing things that might work, and then we can go through once we're in the kitchen. Sorry, bud. This one has to go in the kitchen. Where's the... I had one for over the dog bowl that says, I believe in Santa Paws. I'm gonna have to remember where I put that. Anyway, it's hot. I'm hot. I've been like super hot and then cold, hot and then cold, hot and then cold. It's like, oh, right now I'm hot. Right now, I think that's part of why I feel like barfing is because I'm hot. But like, I have the fan on, the air conditioner's on. The air conditioner's always on. I might turn it down. It's on like 75 or 74. I might turn it down to 72 and see if that helps. But also, don't you love my hair? I didn't. I just put it up. I just put it up when I got out of bed this morning. I did not care. I do not care, actually. All right, I'll see you in the kitchen.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right, so I want to get this chair cleaned out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up the ornaments I got in Gatlinburg. And since I scrapped that video, you guys won't have seen these, so I will show them to you guys in this video. So this is the one we got at Cades Cove. It's just kind of a mountainous view, waterfall. Cades Cove, if you do the hiking part of it, you can see some really nice waterfalls. Unfortunately, I could not do the hiking this time, which is really saddening because the last time my husband and I went to Gatlinburg, we said the next time we go, we're going to do the hikes. We just didn't pack proper shoes the last time we went to do hiking, so I was kind of sad that I want you to go on. I was kind of sad that I couldn't do it because for those of you who don't know, and those of you who are like haters that just watch my channel because you think I'm a fat lazy piece of crap, you know, because there are people like that. They just don't talk, right? So my husband and I used to do hiking a lot. We've done 5K before. We weren't lazy people. The accident changed everything. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I've always been a big girl, but I was at least somewhat active. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Next, we have Goats on the Roof. It is a mountain coaster. I should take the price off of it. I did the coaster, guys. I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. I was in a lot of pain later that evening. The people said you could use the brakes to go as slow as you wanted. I couldn't get it to go slow enough that I was comfortable. I got jerked around a lot. It was really hard for me to even do the brakes to begin with because my arms are really short. I'm like a I'm like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But yeah, my arms were too short. Like I was using my fingertips to try to get this brake off, or yeah, on, to try to get the brake on. And I was just having a really hard time with that. So next we went to the Old Smoky moonshine store in Pigeon Forge, the one in the island, I think is what it's called. if you remember my group post, I said that I was being peer pressured into doing all the alcohol tastings. Yes, if you go to the island in Pigeon Forge, you have the moonshine place, you have a cider place, and there's a wine place. And let's just say we did those back to back to back, and I was feeling it. So anyway, I got an ornament. Last time my husband and I went to Gatlinburg, we did not have a lot of money. In fact, we paid for the condo because at the time we had a vacation reward or something like that. We went to one of those stupid seminars, and you know how they promise you a free vacation? Well, we got our damn free. You had to pay you still had to pay the resort fees or whatever they're called. Anyway, so we paid for that, and the last time we went. This time we all rented a cabin off of Airbnb or Booking or something like that. Anyway, the next two in my hand I had made at the Christmas place. So the first one is Mischief. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I also had another one made that you guys will see at a later date, but it's a gift for someone, so I don't want to put it on the camera until later on, but I will share it with you guys. And then, of course, we couldn't forget about Stitch. And I know you guys are like, how did you get an ornament that looks like him? Rottweiler. That's all I'm telling you. We always have to go with a Rottweiler. He's not a Rottweiler, but we always have to go with Rottweiler things to get it to look like him. So all right, and then what's this one? Oh, this is the aquarium. We went to the Ripley's Aquarium. We went last time as well, but again, we didn't have any money for like souvenirs and things like that, so I didn't get anything then, but I did get it now. Why aren't you coming off? Trying to get the price to come off. It's not doing very well. There we go. Anyway, so this is the penguin I chose. It's so cute. I love penguins. You guys should already know that. Believe it or not, I actually do love penguins more than I love cows, but I don't want to decorate my whole house in penguins. So this one I got from my husband, so I'll let him put it up, but I'll show you. It's a horse. I got this at the Christmas place. He likes horses, and so yeah, I'll let him put that one up. Let's see. This one I got from Hatfield and McCoy's Dinner Theater. What the heck? All right. It's all twisted up here, and I'll show you in just a second. But anyway, we went to Hatfield and McCoy's Dinner Theater. That was the dinner theater that we decided to do. As a family, we decided every time we go back to Gatlinburg, we will see a different show, because everyone wanted to see other shows as well, not just the Hatfields and McCoys. I'm gonna probably have to untie that bow, but here, ooh, I almost dropped it. Here it is. It's a really good show. It's funny. So if you like comedies, it's definitely a good show for you to go to. They serve they serve a chicken dinner. Each waitress has their own labels for things. Like ours was fried possum, I think she said, and then the came with some barbecue pork, and I think she called that pulled squirrel or something like that. Anyway, they all had different names for the food. So like tea was dirty water. I can't think because like the younger bit in our crowd. So my younger brother, my niece, my nephew, and my niece's boyfriend were set at a different area than us. So because they didn't have tables of 10. Why? I don't know. Anyway, last but not least, I think, is I'll be full transparent. Last time we did go to the Titanic Museum then as well. So when my husband and I went in, I think it was 2018, 19 maybe. Anyway, I'd have to look back on photos. So we did go to the Titanic Museum then. I did get an ornament then. But I love the Titanic so much. If you guys don't know, I also got this, which in all actuality has nothing to do with the real Titanic. But every time I see this now, I think of the Britney Spears song, Oops, I Did It Again. And I don't know, it's funny that it makes me think that, because if you know the song, you'd know like towards the end, the guy is like about to go into space or something, I don't know. But he brings up the thing and she's like, I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end. And he said, well, baby, I went down and got it for you. And she goes, aw, you shouldn't have. And every time I see this now, that's what I think of. So there. I need it somewhere that's gonna fill a hole. This is a hole, so let's do it here. Anyway, so that's it for the ornaments I got on vacation, I think. If I find another one, I will show it to you. But I think that was it. So I'm gonna get this chair cleaned up now, and then we'll get back to it.
Just lay Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
All right, off camera, I did put the plates up, and then I actually did put that one in the china cabinet like I used to do. So I have an idea for 2 of the doors. We'll see if it works.
Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Yea, Lord, we greet thee, born this happy morning. Jesus, to thee be all glory given. Son of the Father, now in flesh appearing. Oh, come, let us
What I'm about to do may or may not work.
come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
We're gonna see if those will stay like that. I use these little clips that are meant for wires, like in your car and stuff like that. So I don't know how strong they're gonna be. So we're gonna see if it's gonna hold them up. If not, I will come up with a plan B, which may or may not involve nails. So also, I don't know if that's how those were intended to be used. I got those from my husband's cousin. I don't know what she did with them. Maybe she used them in the tablescape. I don't know. And I also don't know if I like them like that anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. I might have to think of a different thing to do there. I was gonna do the other swag things, but they're made with like old tree branches, you know, like the Christmas trees you used to have to do branch by branch. They're made with those, so the end is metal. So I don't know how I would get those to even stay on the door to begin with. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna think on this, see if I even like them like that. And if not, I'll figure out like a plan B. I just feel like that needs something else. I did put the plate in it, and up top we have Jesus. So, whoo, sorry. So yeah, I'm slowly getting Christmas done. I still have my wreaths in there to finish, which I'm about to go do. I'm about to go work on now for probably an hour, if it takes that long. That way my husband can cut the slits in them. I will have all but 3 done. I still had to put lights on 3 of them. That's the worst part of it all, is putting the lights on, because there's so many of them. And when I have to do them again, I will probably buy the same type of lights I bought, because my husband read and they are cuttable. And I will probably just use maybe half of the lights instead of the full strand. And I will actually buy wire to put the lights on with, like the battery pack up with. Right now they're wrapped, they have lights wrapped around them to hold them up. And when I'm gluing them, I've been dabbing a little hot glue on the back of the battery pack and holding it down on the plastic that way, the plastic wreath mold thing. But it's still to where I can open it and close it if I need to. It's just like some of them, the wire wasn't holding as good as I would like them to hold. But yeah, I'm almost done with those. And then that will probably complete the kitchen. I don't know. I still have the window to do, which I have a plan for that, but I'm gonna need my husband's help, because I don't know if I could comfortably reach, like, to where I wouldn't feel like I'm falling to do it. Plus I don't want to break my kitchen sign. So yeah, and then I still have both bathrooms to decorate. I have to finish getting this. Once all this crap is in the garage, which is all the totes this is all fall stuff. It needs to go in the garage. And then I have 2 Christmas totes done, minus the stuff that's on them, but I can easily just put those where they're gonna go. My goal is to I still have a tote over there that I need to go through. I have this tote over here I need to go through. And then of course we have our tote with Christmas ornaments. We still need to decorate the tree. So I have a lot to do. I honestly feel like I'm running out of time, which I know I'm not. It's only the 2nd week of November. And so I'm kind of late to what I would normally do, but early to where my husband would prefer we be at, because he doesn't like that I decorate before Thanksgiving. But because we don't do Thanksgiving anymore, like in November, I don't see the point of waiting. You know, we don't host it, we don't do anything special to where people are coming to our house. So anyway, that's the plan so far. Next year, even if we're not here, if I have a dishwasher that's metal, they had a Christmas cows magnet. I'm buying it next year. I also want to get the Christmas rugs next year. My whole goal in life, and I'm slowly getting the stuff, is to have like Christmas chair covers, which I got the chair covers this year, Christmas mats in the kitchen and the bathrooms. So I'm gonna end up buying the Grinch mats for my husband's bathroom. Well, it's the master bathroom. I call it his bathroom because he uses it more than me. I shower in it, and if I had to pee in the middle of the night, that's it. So I don't normally use that bathroom. I want to get Christmas bedding, even for the guest room, which actually maybe not, because in the future we're gonna have Murphy beds. But if I have guests coming during the holiday season, I can put them down, decorate it. Yeah, that's my goal in life. I want to be so extra. My grandma, I think I got a lot of, and I don't know if it was my grandma or my grandpa. Let's go sit down for a minute, then I can tell you the story. Okay, so as I was saying, I don't know if it was my mamaw, which is my mom's stepmom, or my papaw, which is my mom's dad, that was really into decorating, but I just remember going to their house at Christmas time and everything being decorated. Even like they didn't ever hardly go upstairs, but they decorated the stairwells, they decorated upstairs, even though no one went upstairs except for my uncle when he came up from Kentucky for Christmas. But other than him, no one stayed upstairs. But she had decorated the bedding, or had Christmas bedding upstairs in the guest rooms. She had Christmas bedding in their master bedroom. The bathrooms were decorated. Everything was decorated, and it was just so magical. Even when they lived in the forest, which I promise you, if I ever move back to Indiana and that house goes up for sale, I will buy that house. I loved that house. It was the house my mom grew up in. And I could tell you the layout of that house if they haven't changed it. I could tell you the layout of that house, and I never lived in that house. But we visited so often that it was almost like a second home to me, even though ironically I visited my dad's mom and dad more than my mom's dad and stepmom. I don't know why. Well, we had our suspicions, but they weren't really confirmed until we moved to Indiana. We were Army brats, so we moved around a bunch. And when my dad retired from the military, we ended up moving back to Indiana, unfortunately. And needless to say, you guys know, I don't like Indiana. It was great growing up to go visit, but living there, I just did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy the people there. I think I lived in the South for too long, and the people were, compared to the people I grew up with, like, we lived in Texas and then we moved to Georgia, so two very southern hospitality type states. And then we moved to Indiana, and like the people were so rude compared to the southern folks. So like they made fun of me because I had an accent. I quickly learned to lose the accent. I used to have a very southern accent. I had no issues with it in Georgia or Texas. People kind of just adapt to where they live. Well, I was young when I lived in those two states, and so I kind of adapted the accents that they had. And when I moved to Indiana, people made fun of my accent. And so every now and then you guys will hear a little southernness come out in me. But for the most part, I got rid of it, and it was solely so I could survive living in Indiana. I had no shame in my accent, but apparently some of my friends that live in Georgia had issues with the fact that I got rid of my accent. And one of them in particular says that I've changed so much that I am a stuck-up snob. And that kind of hurt my feelings. I haven't talked to that person since then, but it kind of hurt my feelings because I don't see how losing the accent automatically made me a snob. I lost the accent to survive. It was like a survival mode type thing. In the area of Indiana I lived in, there were not a lot of people that had southern accents. There are people that have southern accents in Indiana, but they're usually like southern Indiana, closer to Kentucky. But like my grandma has a southern accent. My aunt, not really. Not my dad's oldest sister kind of got rid of her. Like, she doesn't really have an accent, but my dad's middle sister does have a southern accent. She's down in Florida now, but she even had it up in Indiana. My grandpa had a southern accent. You know, it's like, so a lot of my family did have southern accents, or does have southern, because my grandma is still alive. But for the most part, people in the area I grew up were very northern speaking folk, if that makes it, well, not even northern, probably Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, oh my god, is it Midwestern? Oh my god, I can't think. Anyway, so that has nothing to do with Christmas. Back to my grandparents' house. It was like a winter wonderland. They didn't have a colored Christmas lights. That's the only thing. Like, I like my main tree at least to have color lights on it. But I don't mind white lights on a tree either. So, but the main tree has to be colored lights. That's just how we grew up. My mom always had color lights on our tree. So when I lived with my parents, I think I had already graduated high school at this point. I don't know. I lived with my parents until I was almost 30, just to be honest with you guys. I didn't see the point. I just didn't see the point. But what was I saying? Oh, I bought a tree. This is back when, you know, after Christmas, they still had sales, right? So I bought a tree at Lowe's for like $7. It was a pre-lit tree. It was white. And so the upstairs loft was mine to decorate how I saw fit, right? So I had my bedroom and I had the upstairs loft. The upstairs loft is where I had my computer, yada, yada, yada. Eventually, Crystal ended up moving in with me there at my parents' house. But anyway, I used to decorate the upstairs loft in blue and silver decorations with the white tree. So I'd put blue and silver decorations on the white tree. I had all these polar bears and snowmen things that I made a little village with, and it was just a different kind of Christmas magic, you know. But one of the things my husband doesn't really care for is white lights on our Christmas tree, even though our tree this year has the white lights. And if he didn't put the color lights on it, I don't think he would be so happy. We got this tree from his cousin, and I don't know if we're gonna keep it. I'm trying to debate if I want to keep it for a Disney tree and just spray paint it, since the lights basically don't work on it anyway. And the Disney tree is the one that stays up all year usually. So I'm debating on that because it is big enough to be what I'm wanting. But I kind of want the lights like I had on my old tree, which were the pastel lights. It was a white tree with the pastel lights. I kind of liked that look for the Disney tree. It didn't work very well for the all year tree, but for the Disney tree, it worked great. However, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be I gotta get these rooms figured out before I can even think about bringing another tree in. One of the things I'm going to be working on after we get Christmas decorated is getting my office transferred over. So anyway, now that I told you a long story about Christmas, I don't even know where it came from, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, because I'm talking about going all extra, like, and I really mean it. That is my goal in life, is to be so extra. And I'm thinking I have to do a little research, but I wonder if you can get one of those like window stickers to put on your oven. Would it melt, like on the outside? Would it melt on it? I'm just wondering if it would get too hot and melt onto the stove permanently. Because I think that would be really cute, is to, you know, put the little window sticker thing on your oven. I don't know. Anyway, but so back to future things that you will definitely see after this video. We are going to be switching the office, and at the same time we're going to be getting this room transferred, the like this whole entire thing, the pantry side and this side. We're going to get everything looking somewhat better because I am utterly annoyed with the way it looks right now. I can't stand it. It's driving me crazy. Like, I honestly, like, if I had my way, I would figure out a way to kind of like, maybe I'll get some of those curtains that you can hang down from the ceiling and block that area off. But I don't, probably not. It's too much work. Plus, it's not my house. I did have a dream, however, that we ended up buying this house. I won't tell you everything about the dream because sometimes my dreams are eerily accurate. Maybe not like step by step accurate, but somewhat accurate. So I don't want to like say everything that happened in my dream because I fingers crossed pray that what happens in my dream is not a reality, because a lot of people well, a lot of people get mentally, emotionally hurt in my dream. Not by me, not by my husband, but by other circumstances, and I just don't wish that upon people. So anyway, I'm gonna work on my wreaths for about an hour, and then I'm gonna cook dinner. And we're just gonna have something simple today, corn dogs and french fries, because I've almost got the kitchen completely done. I just gotta wash their water fountain, and then I gotta sweep and mop. And then that room will be done. So I'm gonna sweep for sure. I'm trying to do all the mopping at one time, because mopping and sweeping in one day is like just too much. So we'll see what I can get done. Also, I need to finish getting the table cleaned off and finish getting that decorated for Christmas. I have an idea. I have my plant already set up. I think I might dig through my bag. I have some other little ornaments, and I might put those on the tree that I got. It's a little baby thing. I asked my husband if he thought it would survive, like if it was still good afterwards, if he thought it would survive outside. He said no, but I'm thinking I could get a planter for inside the house and try to keep it alive all year. I have to read up on how much space it likes to have, because I know like palm trees, you kind of change your pot as the bulb starts getting closer to like the edge, but you only go like a half an inch bigger, I think it is, than like for space wise. So you're gradually moving palm trees up if you want them in a pot. If you don't want them any bigger than where they're currently at, you just leave them in that pot, and you gotta groom them properly at that point. Otherwise they can get root rot and all this other fun stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
Gaze upon the sky, Christmas on my mind. from a place up high above. There's a song of love traveling afar, seeking us to warm up every heart, to be our light into the night. Bless us with a moment of serenity. Let it come to bloom, joyful Christmas news. Hope will find its way to you. Peaceful little lights, Christmas on my mind, somewhere from a place up high above.
Okay. I bought the shower curtain so long ago, I don't even remember what it looks like, so let's discover it together, okay?
There's a special star shining from afar, seeking us to warm up every heart, to be our light.
Can you time check me right now?
It's almost 2.
No, way past that.
It's
2:46.
cute, but I thought it was gonna be lighter around the cow.
I
don't know.
If it's still an active portal and you need 14 minutes.
We'll deal with it for this year.
It's 2:46?
I definitely like it better than the one I had that had the cheetah print on it, so. Anyway, a few more items in this bathroom and then it will be done.
To the night, bless us with a moment of serenity. Let it come to bloom, joyful Christmas news. Hope will find its way to you. Hope will find its way to you.
All right, we are in the bathroom you never see. My husband kindly took down the other shower curtain for me. I have a feeling I threw it in the dirty clothes basket with the old hooks on it. It will not, we won't see that shower curtain for a while. I have another shower curtain to put up after Christmas, but for now, we're gonna put up these fancy hooks I bought because my husband likes the ones with the balls on them because he says they slide easier, but I wanted a double hook. So I found some with the ball on it with a double hook. I'm gonna, oh no, the old nasty ones are there. We'll get those off. Those are what I didn't want to take off. So. All right, so I don't normally decorate this bathroom, but like I said, I told you I'm adding a little bit more every year. And this year I bought stuff for this bathroom. This is the bathroom that we do shower in, but other than that, that's all I really do in here. So anyway, I bought these liners a while ago. They are HEPA, what are they called? They're rust proof, hotel quality. I read something, PIVA. They're PIVA. So I don't know if that means anything. I was looking up mold free and PIVA's what popped up. I don't know if that's true or if they can in fact mold. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments, but for my peace of mind, we're gonna say they don't mold.
I didn't cry when you and I said goodbye, but then you turned around and my tears hit.
Okay, so I bought this off Temu. I don't know how good the quality is of it. I don't even remember what it looks like, so we're gonna find out again together like we did in the last bathroom, and we all know how disappointed I was in that. So let's hope that this doesn't disappoint as much as that one did. I'm not even gonna look at it until it's up, so let's go.
I thought, damn, it's all so pretty, but oh so bittersweet, a bittersweet Christmas.
Let me move out of the way so you can see. It's not bad. It'll work. It'll work for a few years. I gotta go get the other stuff prepared. Eventually, I want to buy new floor mats for this bathroom at Christmas. I do need to get new ones, just regular everyday floor mats, so I gotta save up some money to do that. But yeah, we're all set. I'm gonna put the extra shower curtain down here, so if that one gets moldy, we have another one. They weren't expensive. I think I paid like $12 for the 2-pack, so I know you can get them cheaper, but I also wanted something that wasn't like super thin material either. So anyway, I have to clean off the countertop here. As you can see, it needs some help, and I gotta clean the mirror. I'll do all that off camera and we'll come back and finish decorating.
I walked by all these windows, there was light, people laughing, drinking wine. I wished you were by my side, thinking, damn, it's all so pretty, but oh so bittersweet, bittersweet.
All right, we're about to decorate the last little bit that I have to do, I believe. I don't know if I have placemats. I will check out in the garage. I don't think so, but I might put a little runner on the table. We'll see. Anyway, we're doing this. I gotta wipe it down real quick. I meant to do that before I turn the camera on, but you know, life happens and I forgot. The lights that are around the window, I'm not turning on this year. They're color lights, and I'm gonna trade them out next year for white lights, because I'm going with a more kitchen elegance I guess, for Christmas. That's my plan. Anyway, the way I did my wreaths. Ooh, there's ants galore up here. Okay. I was wondering where the ants were, and now I found them. I can't put Mischief's food where I've been putting it because while he was in the hospital, I had to clean his bowl and it had ants galore in it. So we're gonna give that a little bit of time to dry and then I'll decorate. What can we do?
When it's snowing down and I close my eyes, my tears shine like diamonds in the night. 'Cause where there is darkness, there is also light. I know that I'll
I'm gonna have to get the ladder and try to put it up. I might have to wait for Justin to do that. Just now, the garland is gonna go up and around. So we'll decorate what we can. Alright guys, in true fashion, I did not do an outro, mainly because I didn't realize I was done. I have to be done. At this point, you know, I wanted to record putting a tablescape. I'm not going to do that. So I'm done decorating this year. It is November 25th, the day I'm recording this, the day I'm uploading, not recording, well, this part, yes, but the day I am editing and uploading this. I was going to do this in 2 parts, but if I would have done it in 2 parts, the first one would have been about 50 minutes and the second one would have been about 38-ish, 40 minutes, and I said, you know what, no, let's just do it all in one go. So that's what we did. Anyway, so I'm sorry that it's longer, but this is the entirety of the Decorate With Me for this year. I'm not decorating the outside. I'm not going to record decorating my car like I originally planned. I am still decorating it before I leave for Indiana, but I'm running out of time and I have so many videos to edit and schedule before I leave because I really do not want to take my laptop with me. I would rather just be in the moment. I don't like doing like YouTube stuff in front of my family as far as like editing and stuff like that goes. I'm just not comfortable with it yet. They all know I do YouTube. I think almost all of them watch my channel, so I don't know. We are going to be doing some fun stuff while I'm up there, so I will get bits and clips from my month. Basically my whole month is going to be in Indiana. I leave here on the 5th. Yes, I leave here on the 5th, and then I won't be coming back until, I think we're coming home the 27th. Let me look at the calendar. December 20. We're probably coming home either the 28th or 29th because my husband will have to be back to work on the 30th. So that's our plan for December. So basically my whole month is going to be there. But so here I want to give you the timeline at the end of this video. I know it's already long and I'm sorry about that, but I'm posting this video, the Decorate With Me, I'm going to post the Christmas house tour next. Then I'm going to post a Christmas marathon. Then I have my Q&A. The Q&A will be the last video. So I think there's a clean with me before that, but I want to try to get them all edited before. If I can't get everything edited, the Q&A will for sure be edited and scheduled to be the last video uploaded for before Christmas. And then after Christmas, I will probably do my usual what I got for Christmas, and then my end of the year recap of like books read and goals and stuff like that, which honestly I don't think I met any of my goals this year, but oh well. So that being said, this is it for the decorate with me. I honestly, I didn't do my best this year, and it is what it is. You know, I've been sick. I've had a lot of back problems this whole entire year. My back is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I just feel like maybe the doctors won't be happy until I'm completely paralyzed, and it is what it is at this point. Yes, I still have a Halloween wreath behind me. It is what it is. I didn't even touch this room for Christmas. Honestly, I want to get some curtains because I don't like to have the door closed. It's hard for me to open and close. So I'd like to get some curtains to hang there to kind of separate this area from the rest of the house. So I might do that in the future. Because I won't be coming in here as much in the future. I mean, I will, because I'm turning this side into a gym. But like for editing, for like long hauls, like today, like I've literally been editing for 2.5 hours now. So, nah. So, I mean, we won't be coming in here for like long extended periods of time, like 30 minutes workout and then go about my day. But yeah, that's it. That's the plan for the rest of the year. Will I achieve those things? Lord only knows, because like I said, we're coming back on the 28th, so I don't think my first video might be, I'm gonna try to get what I got for Christmas done when we get back. 28th or 29th. We're coming home one of those 2 days. That only leaves me 2 days, so maybe January 1st I will do the 2024 recap of what I did plus my new goals. I don't even think I have any new goals at this point. Just my goal is to do my best. Anyway, but yeah, that's the plan. I'm hoping that I can do those in the correct order. It may not happen. I really don't. I just know the Q&A will for sure be the last video of before Christmas. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one so that I can start, so when I can get it exported and start it uploading, and then I can start importing footage. So it's just anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really would appreciate that. Comment down below your favorite item that you've seen, and if you haven't done so already, guys, please subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Dance, dance, now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on. Dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song.